Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Spinal Hygiene Podcast. I'm Dr. Tabor Smith. Today we're going to be talking about a devastating condition called forward head posture. Okay? Forward head posture is probably the most degenerative posture in our society today. If you're walking around out there, you'll see most likely several individuals when you come across them that they have this forward head posture. Their head sticks out in front of them. Now, if you remember from one of our past episodes, we talked about the spine and its proper alignment, how the spine should be straight from front to back. If you're looking straight at someone and they're standing in anatomical position, the spine should be straight from front to back. From the side, though, the spine should not be straight. It should have these natural curves. Now, these natural curves, especially the curve in the neck, that's what keeps the ear over the shoulder, and that should be the proper posture, should be ear over the shoulder. But what happens, especially in our society today, because of cell phones, computers, everything we do is out in front of us, sitting for long periods of time, whether it's schoolwork or whatever you're doing, you're always bending forward, your neck is always sticking out. And so what happens over time is that posture begins to shift, that spine or that spinal alignment begins to shift, and we lose that curve, or we start to develop this forward posture. And then if that continues to break down and degenerate, then we see shoulders round forward, and you probably see the elderly person that might not even be that old, but they're all bent forward, they're stuck in that forward-facing position. That's degenerative posture, that's severe head forward posture, okay? So the spine should be in a good alignment, and that's straight from the front, that's natural curves from the side. This is not, again, we're talking about a lot of things that are common sense here. It's common sense that this head forward posture that's plaguing our society today is not good. It's degenerative. And so if it's degenerating those discs in your spine, it's causing spinal degeneration, well, that's our number one focus. We want to determine, can we at least lower our risk factors for some of these types of degenerative postures and degeneration of the spine? And so when we look at this, we see study after study after study showing how devastating, how damaging this head forward posture is. Campanji in the Physiology of Joints Volume 3, a very, very popular study, I would argue one of the most popular studies out there for head forward posture, they said that for every inch of head forward posture, it increases the weight of the head on the spine 10 pounds. So the average person would have, let's say, a 12-pound head, okay? Let's say if you just took your head off and you measure it and you weighed it, it would be about 12 pounds. That means if you stick your head out 1 inch, if you have 1 inch of head forward posture, you have 22 pounds of pressure on your neck. You don't think 22 pounds of pressure could cause pain, could cause degeneration, damage over a long period of time? It absolutely could. But then let's look, a lot of people have worse than a 1 inch head forward posture. We're seeing people who have 2 inches of head forward posture. So they might have 32 pounds of pressure on their neck. Or what if they have 3 inches of head forward posture, which you'll probably, if you go out into the community, you'll see this. 3 inches of head forward posture puts up to 42 pounds of pressure on the neck. And it's been shown to degenerate the spine at faster and faster rates if you have this type of posture. The American Journal of Pain in January 2004 said that poor posture, specifically head forward posture, was related to low back pain, neck pain, headaches, and chronic stress. We look at Roger Sperry. I talk about Dr. Roger Sperry quite a bit because he was a Nobel Prize winner in the area of brain research. And his quote, and I quote, 90% of stimulation and nutrition to the brain is generated by movement of the spine. And these people who have this head forward posture or stuck in that position, they don't have very good movement of the spine. We can test range of motion, and it's very limited, it's very fixated and damaged. And so even the Mayo Clinic actually added to what Roger Sperry, the Mayo Clinic's done a lot as far as posture goes, neurology goes, but they said in 2000 that forward head posture, this posture we're talking about, leads to myospasms. That's spasming of the muscles or muscle cramping, muscle tension. disc herniations that can happen, and the disc actually herniates or protrudes out of the disc. The gel material comes out, and that can put a lot of pressure on the nerve, irritation on the nerve that can cause a lot of pain, especially radicular symptoms down the arms. Arthritis, that's what we're talking about, osteoarthritis, damage, spinal degeneration, and pinched nerves, okay? So all of these studies are showing that this head forward posture is one of the most damaging, one of the most devastating and degenerative postures that we see in our communities today. So what can we do to lower our risk of this head forward posture? Well, what causes head forward posture? One of the things is actually being in this poor, slumped forward posture for long hours. Look at cell phones. We're just looking down all the time. Computers, you're sticking your head forward all the time. Everything that you do in your society is out in front of you. So the muscles in the front of your body get strengthened because you're using them. And the muscles in the back, or we call them posterior muscles, they get weak and they let your head shift forward. So what we should do on a regular basis is actually an exercise that we recommend with a resistance band. And again, if you go to homespinalcare.com, you can download my free book. You can get a free book, and that book has all the exercise in it, and it'll even come with the videos that you need to do that, to do those exercises as well. But what we recommend is you take a resistance band, and you would actually put it on the back of the head, okay? Now, you want to tighten that resistance band, and then not looking up or looking down. You actually want to keep looking straight ahead. You want to keep your arms straight out in front of you and just retract the chin, okay? You want to make a double chin and hold. And we say hold that for 10 seconds and relax for 5. And then do it again. Hold that for 10 seconds and relax for 5. And we do that 5 times on a daily basis. So hold for 10, relax for 5. That's 1 set. Do 5 sets on a daily basis. You can even do 2 times a day. But imagine if you're a desk worker or you're in front of a computer a lot. If you can get up and do what we talked about in the last episode, your range of motion exercise, and then you can also have a resistance band handy so that you can strengthen those postural muscles that you've been neglecting, then you can really begin to lower your risk factors for this type of osteoarthritis, this type of degeneration, or this type of forward head posture that is so damaging and so degenerative. And it's not too late, guys. Even if you've already have head forward posture, it's never too late unless you're 6 feet under the ground to start implementing some of these exercises, start transforming your spine today, and start just changing your health and improving your life. And that's what I'm hoping these podcasts are doing for you. So I hope you learned a lot about forward head posture, the most devastating posture that we see. And we will talk a lot more about degenerative postures as we go. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. I'll see you on the next episode.